Hello everybody and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Guapish Rule 34. As always, I am your host Tanner, and today I am joined by the nine-fingered Nico.
Guys, don't you hate it when your dick is so long that it just like dips into the toilet bowl and starts drinking the toilet water like an elephant's trunk?
Yeah,
Can't say I've ever considered that.
Dude, I cannot stand when that is, especially because like it gets stuck in your balls, and then you gotta take your ball sack and twist it around to wring out all that toilet water.
Yeah, and like you're already there pissing in the first place, so it just like adds excess piss there. It just really prolongs the entire situation at that point.
It's real unfortunate. That's why I get those European toilets that have barely any wall.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm really glad I got a really well-behaved penis. I never had to even consider this possibility before.
And speaking of well-behaved penises, here's Jackson.
Hello, I have a very well-behaved penis.
Mm-hmm. It's probably because it still has its foreskin.
That's
it knows
exactly
what can
right.
happen to it. It still has something to lose.
Alright,
Well, guys,
so
hey, I wanted to do a thing first.
fine.
Don't
go for
worry,
it.
it's quick and you're gonna think it's kind of stupid.
Thank God.
But I just want to bring your guys' attention to the fact I'm clean shaven.
Holy shit, you sure are, dude.
Yeah, I'm very baby faced right now. I haven't been clean shaven in like over a year. It's crazy, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's real unfortunate because when I'm clean shaven, I look younger than I actually am, and when I'm bearded, I look older than I actually am. It is impossible for me to look my age.
It's rough being a dude.
Yeah,
Like
true.
yesterday, I was having like I was having the mental battle of whether or not I shave. Because like yesterday, it'd been like a few days since I had last shaved, and I was looking at myself in the mirror. I was like, I definitely think that I can pull it off, but at the same time, it seems really bothersome. I just don't want to deal with it.
True.
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah.
I have something adjacent to talk about with this. That being that I, for the first time in like a few years, completely shaved my dick and balls. It's very weird down there.
Holy shit.
I got fucking fired from my job, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a change in my life for the positive. So I shaved my dick and balls.
It makes sense to me, I guess.
It's really just the only option I had in this scenario.
Like with a razor?
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
got
how'd
a
you go
fucking-
about this?
Dude, you're
Yeah.
fucking insane. What the fuck?
Yeah, I've got a razor I use in the shower to trim that bitch up.
You're insane, dude. Why would
Just
you
like
do
just
that?
on like some like disposable off-the-shelf razors too. Nothing fancy. I haven't had
Tanner,
any dicks yet.
So, Tanner, how do you normally go about it?
Oh, I've got the Lawnmower 3.0 by Manscaped.
I see.
It has a ceramic blade and a light.
Use code Guapish for 30% off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, I'll go in there with an electric razor every now and then, but to get along the shaft, where it tends to be like a little harder to really get all that shit off of there, I'll just use like a normal razor.
Alas, because I have skin, it makes it a lot easier. Much smoother
Jesus
surface.
Christ, what the fuck?
What do you mean, Tanner?
You take a razor to your Okay, question.
Uh-huh.
I took a razor and just went right down my dick. Like, this is my shaft, and I just, right
Okay,
down
so
it.
see,
Yeah,
now question.
exactly.
Are you
Yeah.
getting hard to shave your dick?
No, I just fucking,
No.
because I have the foreskin, I just, like, grab it and, like, stretch it out, and then really just, like...
Yeah,
like
I
a
mean, same
mug.
here. I kind of just like, I just kind of like tighten the old dick a little bit, and then we're good to go.
Dude, you guys are out of your what?
No razor burns,
You're
nicks,
dragging
no
a
nothing.
razor down your fucking dick?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm being pretty ginger with it. It's not like I'm fucking just scraping the skin off of that bad boy.
I just feel like there's better option.
Like the Lawnmower 3000 by Manscaped.
Yeah, exactly. The Lawnmower 3.
I'm sorry, Tanner, but it's everything that I have available to me at the moment, so it's just what I do.
That's fair enough. How often do you guys shave your dick and balls?
Well, as I said, like, the whole business, I'm clean shaven down there. It's very weird looking. I do that very irregularly. Something major in my life has to happen for me to want to do that. But I feel like maybe like a couple times a week I'll trim it down there. I grow pubic hair really fucking quick.
Oh,
Yeah, I definitely
it's
don't
not
grow it that quickly. For me, it's maybe like it's like once, maybe twice a month. I'll trim the old bush down there, But as far as like actually shaving down there goes, I couldn't tell you. It's just like whenever it's looking a little like
Yeah.
Wait, so Jackson, when you said clean shaven, did you like shave off all of your pubes as well?
Yeah, I mean literally clean
Oh,
shaven.
okay.
There's
Now
nothing
that I've
down
never
there.
done.
The whole
Okay.
business. I look like I'm a fucking child again.
Gotcha.
all
Wait,
gone.
wait, Nico. So you don't shave your crotch at all?
Like I fucking, like, the old balls and, like, the shaft and all that shit. Like, I'll shave the hair off of there. But, like, as far as the actual pubes go, I just trim those bad boys down.
I find that kind of weird. Why? I find it weird that you would do the dick and balls, but not also the groin.
Well, because, like, I feel like it just makes more sense for there to be some hair there.
I mean, obviously, since there's hair on your dick and balls, it has to make sense for it to be there as well.
No, because, like, that just feels a little weird, dude. Like, once it starts getting real hairy, like, I don't want to deal with that. Like, that's the business ladies that I touch, I don't want them to, like, have to touch something, like, super hairy,
Have you, and I guess this is aimed at Nico. Have you ever actually, or, like, felt like you wanted to tell a girl that she should shave?
No. Yeah. As long as it's not, like, a mess down there, I don't care too much.
Right, of course.
Yeah. Have you, Tanner? Have you?
Why did me bringing up being clean shaven lead into a very long discussion on our hygiene routines surrounding our dick and balls?
Because I'm also clean shaven. Just
Yeah.
in a different area.
Why are these the kind of conversations we have whenever Dylan isn't here?
Because don't be like, why are we talking about
Why
this?
are we talking? This is... You guys are weirding me out. Like, okay.
This
Damn,
is
you knew
potentially
what
the
it
most
is.
accessible episode we've ever done. Just starting off with two things about dick and balls.
Yeah.
Two things. What was the first?
The dick drinking the fucking toilet water.
Oh, right. I already forgot about that.
It was one ear out the other for that one.
Ooh, fucking that fucking reminds me. Speaking of dick and balls,
Yeah?
I found a new reason for our channel to be aggressively pro-circumcision.
Okay,
No.
yeah, go for it. Let's hear it.
Let me see if I can fucking remember it.
Okay.
I'm leaving Guapish. This is my exit.
Circumcised people are less likely to tear their banjo string.
Holy shit. That's crazy, Tanner.
I don't know what the banjo string is either. It's a part of the dick, though, so...
I thought you literally meant, like, their banjo string. Like, if they play
That's
the
also
banjo.
kind of what I thought.
No. It's like the Achilles tendon, but it's in your dick.
I see.
Why does it make it less likely?
I'm not sure what the reasoning is. I was just informed this. I think the foreskin just, like, creates more tension on them, like, when in use.
I see. Yeah, it looks like it's, normally called the frenulum.
The frenulum.
Yeah, the frenulum. Banjo string is like, it's
a
the
bit
euphemism
crude.
for it, yeah.
What part exactly is it?
It is a small fold of connective tissue that helps to secure the motion of a...
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, shit's crazy, dude. Shit's crazy. All right, fantastic. I'm happy that we got another one in the court of pro-circumcision. Jackson, have you been able to successfully really defend your ilk yet?
No.
That's fair. I'm happy to hear it.
Womp womp. Jackson, have you ever torn your banjo string?
No, I don't think I've ever had any dick-related injuries before.
That's good. I certainly have at one point.
How bad of an injury?
It wasn't too terrible. It was back in high school. I was working out, in the weight room or whatever in class, and one of the machines, it had like you'd like sit on the seat, and then there'd be like a square like metal piece that just kind of like jutted out. And one day as I was like adjusting myself in the seat, I like scooched forward a little too much, thrust to my hips, and it just like fucking sliced my testy.
Jesus Christ.
Not the actual testy, just like the scrot,
Like sliced it?
Yeah, I had like a cut in there.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Shockingly, though, I didn't have a cut on my gym shorts. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, like it's like the mystical sword that can only cut animate objects.
Yeah, it's very strange, but yeah.
Did you go to the nurse?
No. I went into the bathroom, I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. And I took some toilet paper and just fucking wrapped her up, and then I went on my day.
What What period would this have, like, how long were you walking around school with toilet paper on your balls?
I think I only really had gym in the morning, so like...
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. It felt a little sore, but other than that, it was mostly like smooth sailing, you know?
Damn. Were you like interacting with like me or Jackson or David with your fucking scrot wrapped up and we didn't even know?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's horrifying information. You should have showed us it.
Yeah, keep that in mind, all of you out there in high school right now. You never know which of your friends' scrotes are currently wrapped up.
Yeah.
You don't know what crosses your
enough,
friends must bear.
Funnily enough, I had a similar scenario when I first got my lawnmower 3.0 by Manscaped. You know, it always says to go upwards, and I was like, but what if I want to go down? And then I fucking tore my sack up. Yeah, it was pretty rough, and I was walking around with injured sack at work.
I don't like hearing that, Tanner. I'm sorry. All right, so for some non-penis related topics
No,
here,
hold on. What if we keep it going?
Well, yeah,
does anyone else
have
a penis story?
No, but like if you get your foreskin taken off, then where the fuck does like the ball skin? Do you like just attach it to like the base of the dick or something? What's the transition like? I've never really looked at circumcised penises enough to know.
I don't think the ball skin and the foreskin are related.
Yeah.
Well, they're directly attached on mine. Like they transition into each other. You know, like if I pull on my ball skin a bit, then it also pulls up my foreskin a bit.
The question is unclear to me personally.
He's saying, how do you get circumcised but still have your ball sack?
That's not even that. It's just like what the transition's like. Is it like, can you like really see? Is it like a clean line or something?
Yeah, it's basically just like, you know, you got all the skin there. It's just like around like the head, there ain't nothing, you know?
What?
Yeah, there's just like no skin around the head, is all.
Yeah, so like if you have the head here, they really only cut off like from like, I'm not gonna say an exact measurement, I guess, because that's kind of pointless, but a little bit down under the head is where they cut it off. They don't cut off like the whole thing for the whole
That's
penis.
fucking hilarious. This entire time I was convinced that foreskin was literally just, they take off the whole business, not just the fucking top part.
What the fuck would you think that would look like?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time looking at dicks. I don't know.
I'm confused as to how you came to that conclusion.
He thought they were skinning the whole fucking dick.
Listen, dude. So my thinking is, right, circumcision is the removal of the foreskin. The foreskin is the skin on your dick, so I just assume they took it all up. I think my logic tracks here. I haven't seen anything contrary until this point.
You thought Tanner and I just had like a mass of tissue down there hanging around?
No, I don't fucking know. They like cut to the base or something.
He had no idea what he thought was going on.
I don't spend a lot of time looking at dicks, to be honest.
Surely you've seen like a circumcised penis in porn before.
I don't think I pay attention to them enough to have really analyzed what's going on there, to be honest. They're also really fucking hard. I don't feel like you can really tell the difference too much, maybe? I don't know.
He exclusively watches porn.
Yeah.
I actually only look at lesbians.
That was me once upon a time as well, dude. Alright, well, in other news, guys, if that's all we've got for penis-related topics...
Surely we've got another thing. Hold on a second.
Yeah, think about it for a second here.
Do we got any in the Guapish topics?
I don't think so, no. Outside of measuring our penis lengths, I don't think that we have any more.
I mean, why don't we do that, right?
I mean, Jackson and I have already gotten our measurements.
Oh, okay.
We need Dylan here, man. We need all four of us.
I'd have to get hard to do it.
Exactly.
I don't think I want to do that right now.
Tell me my forehead's not enough.
Well, what do you want to talk about now, Nico?
Alright, so here's the thing, guys. Here's something I've been wondering a little bit about. With all this penis talk, I've been wondering about our childhoods, okay? So, guys, what do you think is like the dumbest thing you ever did as a kid?
Oh, okay. I don't know how dumb this really is, but it was a mistake that I suffered for. And this is at the what the fuck is that thing called? The Gerber's Children's Museum or whatever?
Yeah.
The Gilberts. The thing in Salem with thing.
Yeah, of course.
I remember as a wee lad, we went there.
How wee are we talking?
First grade, maybe? 8 or 9 years old, I'd say.
Pretty young.
Yeah, pretty young. I remember we went on a field trip there, and I was in the bubble room.
Oh.
And I had one of the big wands. I dip it in the thing, and then I go to make a bubble directly above me, and I look up, and it didn't make a bubble, but all of the soap that was in the wand fell out of it and directly into my eyeballs.
That's pretty rough, dude.
Yeah, I was none too pleased with that one. It's making my eyes water right now, literally just remembering this. But
yeah, I'm sorry to hear it, dude. That place was sweet. I completely forgot about it pretty much, and you just reminded me of that. I should go there again at some point. I don't think they're really too accommodating for like adults, but
I think it's very much aimed at children.
Yeah, probably. But thanks, dude. I appreciate that, and I'm sorry that you went through such a horrific experience as well.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. My teacher, was like holding my head inside the sink, washing my eyes out or whatever.
Yeah, flushing them bad boys out.
And that's why I wear glasses.
Oh, it all comes full circle.
Well, I never started a circle with glasses, but whatever.
We got the origin story. Yeah, well, probably like the biggest thing for me personally. So like growing up, you'd constantly see these news reports on TV and stuff like that, of houses burning down and them saying like, yeah, the cause of it was like a lit candle that was unattended or some bullshit like that, which made me really scared of candles as a small child. I'd constantly just like blow them out because I was scared they would light the whole house on fire. So one Saturday, my mom was off in the shower, and she had, like, some candles lit up above, like, the fucking fireplace mantle, okay? And, being the small child I was like, damn, those could cause a fire. I gotta get rid of those things. However, I was so small. I was just a small child. How could I possibly get up there? Well, what I ended up doing was I, like, fucking took, like, the cushions and, like, pillows and stuff off of the couch to, like, try and stack them up so I could get up there. But alas, that wasn't enough. So I just like grabbed onto the mantle to like try and hoist myself up there to blow him out, and the whole mantle just like fucking crashed down on top of me instead.
And then your house caught on fire.
Exactly. Then the house caught on fire.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact: 90% of candle-caused house fires are actually children trying to put out candles.
That would make sense. That would make sense. Fortunately, in my situation, the candles crashing out on the floor ended up putting them out.
There you go.
Convenient.
How long was it until someone came to, like, inspect that?
Fairly shortly afterward, probably just like a couple minutes, my mom came out there. She was like, what the fuck happened?
That's good.
Yeah, and then she beat me for that. Don't judge her too much. It was a different time. She's a very nice woman.
Yeah, it was 19, well, it wouldn't be 19. It was like 2004.
Yeah, exactly. I was so sad that day as well because Kirby was just about to come on, and like it was the episode where like they got televisions, which is like a really good episode, dude. They like make their own TV show. It's sweet.
I like have very vague memories.
Yeah, and I never got to see that episode.
Rip.
Yeah,
I remember watching all or most of Kirby Right Back at You on my 3DS through whatever that fucking video app they.
How was that experience?
I didn't know any better,
It was all I had at the time.
Yeah, a good chunk of my first porn viewing was through the internet browser on this,
Good man, good man. What about you, Jackson? What was the dumbest thing you ever did as a child?
I've already told you this story, I think. I don't even think this is the dumbest thing I've done as a child. Well, actually, there's a few things that come to mind. I guess I'll just lay out all three of them because they're all pretty quick. One of them... My mom had pepper spray in her dresser. I knew about this pepper spray. I wanted to try spraying it. I blasted it in my face. End of story. That was unpleasant. Another time, I think.
Wait. How old were you for that?
This was like elementary school or earlier.
Okay. Interesting.
All of these are me as a very young child at elementary school or earlier. Next one. This is also in my parents' room. I was like in there for like a nap time or something, and they had a TV. I don't know, I was trying to like maybe pick up the TV or something. I could not handle the weight of it, so the whole fucking entertainment center came crashing down on me, and I was pinned onto the couch, or not onto the couch, onto their bed with the TV directly on top of me. It was like one of those massive fucking old TVs, you know?
Oh my god.
So I'm like screaming bloody murder, and my mom comes in there and like helps get it off of me. Third one, this one's not my parents' room. This is one I've already told Nico before. I think I told him the pepper spray one too.
Oh, you've told me all these before.
Perfect. But yeah, this one, I was on the bus, about to go home from elementary school with my sister. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom, so I like tell my sister that, and then I go up to the bus driver, like, I have to go to the bathroom really quickly. And he's like, okay, yeah, no, just don't take too long. So I run out the bus, just run out to the middle of the fucking field in front of all the buses, take a piss in the middle of the damn field, and run right back onto the bus. And everybody is horrified by my action. I did not even consider what I was doing. My sister did not ever want to see me again after I did that.
It's pretty fun. They were all looking at it like, why does his dick look like that?
You know, like, what is he doing? And I wanted to be quick, I guess. I don't know.
That's pretty good. Jackson, speaking of piss.
Yeah?
Do you remember, I want to say it was our senior year, but I'm not totally sure. During Pride Day or whatever the fuck. And back then, that meant pride in the school, not like the fucking queers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we must have like grabbed like a Little Caesars or something for lunch. Now we went to the Dollar Tree, I think, and I chugged an entire 2-liter of soda during one. And then I went through the next 3 periods of school, just with 2 liters of soda in me, not having taken the bathroom. And we start the school pride parade thing where we're like marching through town and whatever. And that is when the soda hits me, and I'm just, it's a long parade. They make us walk for like a fucking mile or something, but...
Yeah, it was quite a bit.
Yeah, but it's building up and building up and building up, and then before we're about to reach the school, it hits like a critical mass for me where I'm like, I'm gonna literally piss myself if I don't do something, so I desperately start searching through the crowd of seniors, and I'm like, I gotta find Jackson. I know he lives near here. I need him to break off from the parade with me and let me piss in his house.
I actually remember this.
I also remember this.
But yeah, that's a very fond memory. And, I successfully find you. I'm like, dude, we gotta go to your house so I can pee. It's bad. And then, yeah, we do it. Mission accomplished. We swing by your house. I piss for like 2 straight minutes. And then, did we go back to the parade after that?
I don't think we did, to be honest. I was looking for an excuse to get out of that, I'm pretty sure.
Right. I don't think we just dipped it, though, right?
You guys probably just, like, hung out at his place and, like, watched some Brickleberry, I'd assume.
No,
that
I don't.
Sounds about right. We loved watching Brickleberry back then, Tanner, you and I. We sat down and watched it together all the time.
I do have a vague memory of us being in your room watching Brickleberry, but I don't know if that was the same day. Why do you remember that, Nico?
Watching Brickleberry?
No. Me having this piss emergency.
Just because my fucking mind is like a safe, dude. I've got everything stored away in that bad boy lock and key.
What exactly is that memory for you?
Just like, walking around doing the big old fat shebang and you complaining about how much you needed to piss and to find Jackson because you knew that he lived nearby.
That's pretty good. That's a solid one.
Yeah. I also remember just like, looking around for some cuties who I had the hots for back then, Hoping I could maybe hang out with them
right now.
I'm not going to do that. If you really want the names, though, please go back and watch our Valentine's Day episode from last year where you can get the deets on all that shit.
True.
That was a good episode.
It was a really good episode. I was a big fan of that one. I feel like it made us all closer together.
I agree.
Yeah, we should have done something special for Valentine's Day this year. Alas, though. Croissant, as the Japanese say.
Did you guys do anything for Valentine's Day?
No.
Yeah.
Well, yes, actually. I was working.
I put a little box of those sweetheart candies on Dylan's pillow, and he was very excited about it.
You guys got work tomorrow for President's Day?
Yes, sir.
No.
That's
a great segue of me getting fucking fired at work. So yeah, I'm accepting my new job. I'm going to be starting that on the 13th of next month. This is basically me just going full-time for the contracting position. I've already been working for a few months. I also figured out why I got fired. So yeah, I put it by 2 weeks on Thursday or something, or maybe it was Wednesday. Doesn't really matter. Put in my 2 weeks. I'm talking to one of my managers. He's like, walking me through like how much whatever money they'd have to offer me to want to have me stay, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of it, he's like, hey, can you email me basically everything you said during our conversation? And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird, but sure, I can do that. So I do that. And then later the day, they're like, oh yeah, finish up what you're doing now. For the next 2 weeks, we're just going to have you on some different project. to make it easier to transition you. I'm like, for sure, that sounds good. So the next day, I wake up to a message from my manager that's like, message me when you're available. And then another message from one of our IT guys saying like, hey, are they even going to let you work your last 2 weeks? The last time somebody put in their 2 weeks, they had to like immediately surrender all of their equipment and just like get out right then. I'm like,
what the fuck?
So I'm like very concerned by this. So I call my manager, as he instructed me, and then him and then another higher up in the company joins the call, and they basically just let me go in that call. And I'm like, this is fucking sweet. And so I like message the IT guy, and I'm like, yeah, no, I guess not. He's like, when's your last day? And I'm like, I guess yesterday. So yeah, I leave the call. They immediately block me from their fucking teams, or like they like destroy my Microsoft account. They they block me on GitHub and all that business. And then later that day, one of the IT guys is like trying to coordinate me getting my shit back to them. So that's great. And yeah, I figured it out. I solved the mystery of why they did that to me. They basically said I violated company policy. I had no idea what policy I was violating. And I was like really honest with them about like what was happening. Like I told them about my contracting job, and that I was transitioning full time in that, blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. There's a term called moonlighting, basically just like working 2 jobs, like a fancy word for saying that. And I'm pretty sure I got fired because I didn't disclose with them that I was working that contracting job for like 3 months. So technically I was moonlighting, and they don't want me doing that, which is bullshit because it's an unrelated field, no competition whatsoever. I was only working like on the weekend, so it literally didn't affect them at all.
Yeah.
Alas. So that's cool. So yeah, I got fucking kicked out, and now I have like a month to do fuck all until I start my next job. So I'm kind of just hanging out. I was supposed to have President's Day off. I was supposed to get that free $8 or that free 8 hours of work.
Yeah. I've only got a half day tomorrow, so.
There you go. I think I work like maybe 4 hours tomorrow or some shit like that.
Nika, can I start working at Seats the next 2 weeks and then quit?
I guess so. There are cute girls there. It should be fine.
That sounds sweet.
Yeah.
So, here, I got something that happened to me today I can talk
Holy
about.
shit.
I went to do an apartment tour. Because, I'm trying to move closer to Austin, so I don't have to drive 4 hours every day. So I show up to this place, and it is a fucking motel that they are converting into an apartment complex.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I guess. And I go in, and, she's showing me around and whatever. And, it's motel rooms. That's how big they are. It's like 281 square feet, It's a motel room. And they are charging $895 a month in rent.
Jesus Christ.
With a $191 a month utility add-on. So it's
that's like how much we're paying here.
It's like $1,050 a month to literally live in a motel room. And fucking they have this reoccurring issue where the fire alarms just go off randomly throughout the day.
Oh, that's fun.
And the lady is just like, well, I've been told we're going to get this fixed in the next 30 days.
You think you're going to go for it, dude?
I don't think I am. I think I'm going to pass on that one.
Come on, man. How many more options do you think you would have?
They want $300 in, like, application, administration, that bullshit.
Yeah. Those
fees before I even know if they're going to, like, actually accept me as a thing.
Is it refundable?
Yeah. I think 150 of it was refundable. But like the application and the administrative fee aren't, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
But I wasn't totally out of luck. I ended up just like going on like Google Maps and being like, what are other apartment complexes near here? If they're open, I'm just gonna pop into the office and be like, hey, you guys got apartments? So I go over to one that's like real close by, and I'm talking to the girl there. And I find out it's student housing, so like I'm shit out of luck, but she gives me a business card for this like real estate lady who does free apartment locating in San Marcos, which is the town I'm trying to move to.
There you go.
And so I'm like, sweet, that works perfectly. And I texted that lady, she got back to me in like an hour, and I told her, here's my budget, I want to move ASAP, I got a cat, blah, 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 blah. And so tomorrow she should like start having apartments for me.
Sweet, that sounds like a fantastic deal you've managed to stumble upon there.
Yeah, so hopefully in the next week or so I'll be, hopefully by the end of February I'll be getting moved out.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Copophilia.
Yeah. So guys, before we move on to Guapish at the movies for this week, okay? Before we do it, Tanner, before we do that, here's one interesting topic I want to talk about today. So, one of the movies is from Jackson's childhood that he remembers scarring him, okay? And so I kind of just want to talk about what bullshit from our childhoods, like, really scarred us that we saw.
Actually, I'm going to correct you. I was scared by this movie. It didn't scar me. The other wax-based horror movie was the one that scarred me.
Yeah, what bullshit, like, really gave you nightmares and shit as a child?
That wax movie.
There you go, the wax movie we will be discussing at a later point. For me personally, one of the big ones was the movie Gremlins. That shit was terrifying to me. Like when they all like fucking go into the pool and they're all just like running down the street or whatever. That was terrifying for me.
You know, this is a real cop-out, but the fucking mummy from Courage of the Cowardly Dog, that episode.
Yeah. That
was obviously pretty scary for me as a youngin'. I remember getting a hot dog thrown up into my eye. That got me real bad. Well, you see, Hunter has this issue where he doesn't chew his food.
Uh-huh.
And so one day, you know, we're out in a park, we're eating hot dogs, and he starts choking, and he just right in my eyeball. And that's why I wear glasses.
I see it.
Yeah, so that sticks out in my mind as a particularly occurrence.
Why is that with Hunter, by the way? I have noticed that in the past, but I never really thought to ask anything. He, like, unhinges his jaw and just, like, kind of, like, slides food in there.
I guess he's trying to eat quickly or something?
I guess so. Would, like, you and Kyler try and steal his food?
No, but okay. I mean, maybe. We are 3 brothers, so, like, that's part of the deal.
He's got to do what he can.
Yeah, that guy, he's got all kinds of fun little...
Yeah. Another one for me was VeggieTales.
What from VeggieTales scared you, buddy?
So I believe it's in the story of Anastasia, you see. It's like, at one point they bring in, like, the Grim Reaper, and he's, like, just, like, some big old cloaked vegetable. He doesn't say anything, and, like, there's ominous music that plays whenever he appears, and, like, all the characters seem super terrified, and he just, like, has, like, this big old feather that he uses to tickle people.
Oh, I'm recalling this.
Yeah. That thing was scary as a small boy. It freaked me the fuck out, I tell you what.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah. And outside of those 2 instances, to my knowledge, it's pretty much just like the news or like crime shows. Those are really scary to me.
Honestly...
fucking 1,000 Ways to Die or whatever, that fucked me up as a kid. But there's like one specific example. Nothing else really scares me that much except for the one about like the... couple that's going on some like Amazon safari, not like Amazon safari, like in Africa or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they like dip from the troop and then they go and like rest under a tree because they're exhausted. And the woman wakes up and her husband's been eaten alive by a fucking colony of ants.
I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, that one fucked me up as a child. I was legitimately scared of ants after that.
Oh, it reminds me, Jaws. Jaws also terrified me. There would be, like, these many moments throughout my childhood where, like, someone in my family was watching, like, some, like, Jaws or, like, some horror movie for whatever reason. And, like, you know, I'm a small boy. I'm impressionable at that age. Mm-hmm. And so seeing some random bullshit happening, that's terrifying to me, okay? Seeing, like, some spirit, like, haunt a dude. Seeing, like, some slasher man just, like, stab people and they scream and shit. That's scary, dude. Also... just like horror movie ads on TV. Those would be really rough as well.
I think you're just kind of a scaredy little guy.
Look, man. I don't like being scared. It's
true,
spooky.
Neither do I. I was about to say I led a fairly sheltered childhood, so I didn't have many memories, but then Jackson just triggered a core memory for me, which is Animal Planet, I believe, television show Lost Tapes. Which was like a found footage show about people getting attacked by various cryptids. Specifically the Bigfoot and Kraken episodes I remember scaring me very badly as a child.
I believe I remember David showing me the show at one point.
Yeah.
But we were in like high school, so it didn't spook me at all.
It looks bad in retrospect, but dude, the Kraken episode specifically is fucking scary as fuck because it's like it's a fishing boat. It's like pitch black night, and they do the little things where you just feel like you hear like brushing against the boat and taps and whatever, or like the guy will like go outside the cabin and the crewman who is on the deck is suddenly gone.
Yeah.
And then, it has the final shot of the episode where it's like the tentacles up in the air and down the ship. And I would have been like fucking like 9 or 10 probably. Oh my God, I'm in the ocean. Fuck. And I still believe the Kraken is real.
I mean, who's to say it's not, dude?
Let's go hunt it down.
No, Tanner, speaking of like Krakens and like spooky things that exist in the ocean, did you ever watch River Monsters at all?
Yeah, I saw River Monsters a couple times.
No, sweet. I'm a big fan of River Monsters. I thought that show was sweet. Growing up, once we like got cable and shit, my parents were like, okay, when you come home from school, you're not allowed to like watch cartoons or anything like that. You have to watch something educational. So it was basically like you can only watch like the History Channel or like Discovery or whatever the fuck. And so,
to be fair, a lot of the most entertaining shows are on those 2 channels anyway.
Yeah, but it's very weird when they're like, yeah, you have to like watch something educational. Meanwhile, it's like fucking Pawn Stars or American Pickers or some bullshit. It's like, what are you trying to pull here?
That's awesome. I love that.
But River Monsters was the one that I really loved watching. That shit, well, where they like, whenever he'd do somewhere, it's like, yeah, we're gonna like try and figure out what the origin behind like this cryptid or some shit in this area is. One of the ones that like always really stood out to me was that like, there was something that kept like biting people in the water and leaving like human marks on them. Like it was like they were human teeth, it appeared. And so he was trying to figure out, okay, well, what the fuck could this even be? And eventually, like while he's like fishing, he ends up catching like this little fucking piranha thing. But he's like, well, this can't be it. Like it kind of looks like it has human teeth, but like at the same time, these things only eat like fruit that drops down from the trees around here. They're not carnivorous at all, so that can't be it. And later, they end up finding out, holy shit, it actually was that little thing. They started to evolve to fucking eat flesh now.
No way.
Yeah, and so now they're like going after people.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That reminds me of a show I loved, which was Destination Truth. Which was literally just like Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures or whatever the fuck that show was, but for cryptids. So it was like the crew of people, and I think it was much scarier because these Ghost Hunter shows, they're still like usually in civilization. They're inside a structure of some kind. This show, they're like hiking out to the middle of like the Thai jungle to find like the fucking headless banshee or whatever the fuck they got out there. They never find anything, but it's fun seeing people. Yeah.
Even without the threat of like a banshee or some other spooky cryptid, I'd still be terrified of hiking around in some exotic jungle. Yeah. Like there are snakes and shit out there, dude.
Yeah, it's not great. I don't know. They did like 4 or 5 seasons too. They were out of their fucking gourds.
It gets views, dude. It gets views.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, boys, I do believe we should be winding down a little bit here. I think it's finally time. We might be able to get into a little Guapish at the movies action.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know either, dude. Whatever it was, I really enjoyed it.
Nico, what did we watch this week?
This week, we watched the fan favorites, Bridge to Terabithia and The Wax House.
House of Wax, you fucking casual.
House of Wax. Which one do you guys want to start with this week, would you say? Which one?
I watched Bridge to Terabithia first.
Okay, fine. We can talk about that first. Why not? Why not, dude? That's also what we watched first, so I guess it makes sense. You wrote a big old dissertation about Bridge to Terabithia, Tanner?
It's not a dissertation. I've just got notes.
Yeah?
Let's see what I got written down here. So one big negative with a good chunk of this film, and later we'll find out why I say a chunk, is that the dialogue is so stilted and awkward. It very much feels like they're reading lines, which is probably because they're child actors,
Yeah.
That's just part of the deal.
I think that personally, one big issue that I had that I know Jackson did as well, I don't give a fuck about any of the imagination bullshit they're doing in this movie. Like, I don't care at all.
I think if they, like, went a bit harder on it, then maybe.
I
don't
guess
think they
so.
have the effects budget for it.
But, like, whenever it's happening, I'm like, damn, I really don't care. I'm far more interested in this kid, like, finding his dad's keys than him, like, fighting some bullshit birds or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because we know it's an imagination, so there's no stakes. Obviously, nothing can happen. There's nothing that can happen to them. So we're literally just watching them for the thrill of whatever is happening, and it's just like bad CG. It's really not.
It wasn't
super
that
entertaining.
bad.
It was pretty rough.
I don't know about for its time. I made that argument to Nico as well. I don't think it looks that bad for its time, but like in a
Fucking
modern-day
Ratatouille
standpoint-
came out the following year, dude. This
My
came out
bad.
the same year as the first Transformers movie.
It's pretty bad for its time, but yeah, no, like it's.
When I was watching this, the visual effects did not stand out as being particularly bad to me. I'm wondering if you guys noticed this and had the same question as I do. Does it seem like with the main girl Leslie, with her voice, does it seem like they're up pitching her?
I didn't notice anything
yeah,
like
I
that.
didn't notice.
The entire time I'm listening to her, I'm like, her voice sounds off, like something had been done to it, but I don't know for sure.
She was a little too old, but they really liked the actress, so they're like, okay, we'll just like make you sound a little younger. We'll fix it in post, don't worry.
What do I got? Shout out to 2007 when the idea of not having cable TV was laughable. I'm pretty sure it was only like 2 years after that most people wouldn't have cable TVs, but whatever.
2 years? No, it was like fucking 5.
2009 was when I stopped having cable, so.
Okay.
One thing I liked was that the main character, he's like artsy, but he also is a runner. I like that they didn't. I like that they didn't make him like a super stereotypical like creative type where he's like just completely athletically inept or whatever, you know.
He's just
got
like
that
me.
balance.
For real.
Come on, Jackson. Come on. We can't both say that.
I'm sorry, man. He's just like me for real, though. He's also just like Dylan for real, though, apparently, too.
Yeah. Which we'll find out about once you listen to Dylan's commentary.
Oh, okay. I found the clothing options for Leslie very weird. It's like they were like trying to do a preteen version of the Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
That's what I told Jackson. I said she's literally a Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
What was up with the elbow pads?
Well, you see, I think that she cuts herself personally, so she needed like the fucking things on her arms to hide it. That's my headcanon. She doesn't want to embarrass herself.
She's like fucking 11 though.
She's in middle school.
Yeah.
People cut themselves in.
I just write this music montage is terrible, lol. I'm not
Which
not
one?
remembering what I. Let's see. Oh, when the bully girl pretends to get tripped, and then the bus driver is like, "Alright, Aaron, get off." And I just write, "What the fuck?" They kick him off the bus, and he walks home in a rural county. Dude, he probably was walking several miles home.
Yeah.
He can't just do that. What the fuck?
Yeah, like he should have like done that, and also just like this girl's probably constantly being a bitch. So like,
Oh, you're saying
Surely-
the bus driver shouldn't have.
yeah, surely like he must have known that like this girl would absolutely like lie about some shit like this.
I feel like that's the thing with bullies in most like school movies is that like the teachers know who the troublemakers are. They're not
Yeah.
falling for this in real life. But let's see. I wonder if you guys agree with this before I give any context to the statement. His dad feels like he's from a different movie. Would any concurrence?
No.
Would you agree with that? No. I think it's his voice and his attitude. He's much less whimsical than this movie because he talked like this and he's like, "Son, you're gonna have to learn one day how to be a man," or
It's
whatever.
because
the fuck
he's the real world that this kid needs to deal with, Tanner. He's going to this world of imagination. Meanwhile, his father represents reality, okay?
Yeah, his father is a blue-collar working man. I grow my tomato plants and I run a hardware store.
Okay, so like Tanner, real quick, while we're on that tomato plant thing here, real quick. So like, when that little creature eats their fucking tomato plants, what the fuck was that thing?
Literally, my next line is, "What the hell was that animal they caught?" I have never seen anything like that in my life. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I'm glad we all have no fucking idea what that thing was.
And they just let it into the. I don't know what that animal was.
That was a cryptid that you just missed out on.
Yeah, it was something weird.
Also, like, the dad getting really mad about him, like,
releasing,
like,
yeah, he's like,
yeah, it's
well, like, see, that goes back to what I'm like,
boy, we're gonna die if they keep eating our tomatoes.
I mean, they're really hard on money, dude. They got mouths to feed.
We got like 8 tomato plants in this greenhouse here. We can't let them keep getting eaten.
We had to skin that fucking critter, I tell you what.
We would have had for dinner tonight if it weren't for you.
You know how much protein is in one of them whatchamacallits? Let's see, what do I got now? The next thing I got is No Shot, the most popular kid in school, is named Willard. Let's see. I just got like funny little. I got like, this room is gonna look like shit in reference to them painting that room.
Oh yeah, Jackson and I were talking about the exact same thing. Yeah, and the end result was in fact terrible.
They're having a bit of fun, you know.
Yeah,
they're a quirky family having a bit of fun.
They're absolutely the kind of family where they're like, yeah, it may not look great, but it lets us remember the fun times we had painting this room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy. Let's see. The director really wanted to milk the fact they got Zooey Deschanel.
Dude! She's so hot.
You're not wrong, and she can sing, so, like, let's have her in as many scenes in the movie as possible, even if it like, doesn't do anything, you know?
I'm a big fan of her. She was the highlight of the film for me. Jackson and I kept talking about her throughout the whole film.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Do you guys know that Discord was originally going to be called Wyvern?
I feel like I've heard that, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There we go.
Let's see. When Leslie asks to, like, go to church, and he's like, girls can't wear pants, and she says she'll look... I just write down that quote from the thing with, you in a dress? That'd be a sight. I just find that line funny for no reason.
Yeah.
What
are they, by the way, Tanner? What denomination do you think they are? They're Catholic, right? They seem like they were Catholic.
No.
What are they?
Are you an idiot? No,
what
they were like Baptists, probably.
What?
That is not what Catholicism looks like.
I don't know what they are, though, dude.
For one, it'd be in Latin. Let's see.
That's a stereotype, Tanner.
Next, I just have, did she just capture the Holy Spirit in her handbag? Immediately after that, my next note is, bro, what? She fucking died?
You didn't know she dies?
I didn't remember that at all.
We literally talked about it as well.
Oh,
I think I legitimately spoiled you about it.
I missed it. I was surprised when it happened. Because he gets back from that museum trip. And the dad's she fucking drowned.
That's the only thing people remember about the movie, Tanner.
Like I said, I didn't remember anything from this movie.
Well, did it hit harder because of that?
Oh, it hit so hard. Like, my next note is, dude, this is so fucking sad. What the fuck?
Did it make you cry at all? Did you tear up a bit?
I wasn't crying, but it was giving me heart palpitations.
There you go.
Let's see. Holy shit, that's like a legit bridge, lol.
Yeah, that was a master carpenter.
Yeah. That was an amazing bridge. Is the bridge imaginary? I think not.
No, I think
right?
the bridge was real.
Yeah, you had like using power cut tools and shit. Those were like clean cuts on those boards and everything. How do you do that?
Yeah, and then my final little note is just that the first hour and 10 minutes is like standard Disney movie fare, but the last 20-ish minutes are like weirdly good. Like, once she dies, the quality of the movie, like, for some reason, just jumps up, and you're like actually really invested in what's going on.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah, like when the dad like really starts being a little more active in his son's life to be there to console him and stuff like that. I thought that was really touching, you know?
Yeah. Now, super weird.
It's an odd film for sure, but like, it's delightfully flawed, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
it's an adaptation of a book, I think.
Yes, it is.
I know there's a 1985 version of the movie.
Yeah. But overall, I think it's just a fine C tier, I'd say.
What do you think, Jackson?
I was gonna say C-.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really fucking boring.
What did Dylan say?
I started watching the movie and I wasn't really sure why I enjoyed the movie. I even sat there and questioned myself. I was like, man, I think I wanted to watch this movie to see where it's like sat with me. And so for about the first half hour, I was kind of like, it's just movies, whatever. And then I started to draw like realizations and like similarities, and I realized that this movie had had a lot in common with me when I was a kid. I always loved using my imagination. Everything these kids saw was something I really enjoyed doing, and so it really related to me as a kid. And just, even today with with what was happening with the main character boy, there's a lot of similarities between my life and his, and I think, this movie's just always held a special place in my heart because I always believe that imagination was truly meant to be that creative, and that people shouldn't judge you based on what you think or feel and what you want to imagine your life to be. But yeah, no, just really, really enjoyed this movie. It was very touching, had great cinematics in my opinion. Even I don't know if you'd call it CGI art, when they were animating Terabithia and they were showing the landscape and everything, I thought that was really, really, really nice. But yeah, I'm actually going to put this movie up at A+, because I think for how old the movie is, I think it still looks very good. Had a really good story, had a lot of good emotional roller coaster in it, and like I said, it holds a special place in my heart, and I relate to the main character a lot.
He said A+.
Okay.
What'd you expect from him?
I guess I'm like waiting for when he's like more around where we are at,
Tanner, when are you going to learn that Dylan's scores are like really fucking polarized, okay? He either loved it or he hated it. That's just how he is.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So, and then I'm saying a B-.
Yeah, okay.
And then what did you say? He said A+?
Yeah, A+.
Yeah.
I was honestly shocked he didn't give an S tier.
Same.
Really?
He had a really strong reaction to it when he walked out of his room after watching it.
I'm shocked he didn't find it boring.
I think it's mostly just because he related so much. I don't know. I think he was reminiscing about things throughout the entire movie.
3 plus 4, 7 plus 9, 16. Divided by 4 is 4. So 3, 4. It's landing at a B-.
B-, okay.
I think that's a fine placement, mostly because I chose it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Respectable.
So Bridge to Terabithia 2005, B-.
Now, Wax House, on the other hand.
House of Wax, you fucking
House of
casual.
Wax, on the other hand.
House of Wax. This was a solid. I haven't seen many horror movies, but I liked this one.
Yeah, I also
Yeah.
have not seen many horror movies. I did not like this one.
Interesting. Okay, so let's see. The first creepy thing that happens is they're camped out. The car drives up. They break the headlight, and then it drives off.
Why did
And
they break the headlight, by the way? My biggest complaint about this movie, which I know is just a complaint about the horror movie and genre, is the characters are fucking stupid, and they don't act rationally at any point whatsoever.
Well, they were drunk.
Honestly, I would have
They were
thrown a
getting
bottle at him.
They're getting fucking hammered. There's a bunch of them. They're getting, there's just some random guy encroaching on their space. They're just defending themselves in some dumb drunk
Defending
person
themselves, the guy's just sitting there.
I mean, he's
blasting
clear
with their headlights.
It's suspicious as fuck. Okay, I think
Yeah.
doing something was the appropriate. I think the bigger sign of ineptitude is why the fuck would you not pack up and leave after that?
Yeah,
That
that'd be
is very
scared they
strange.
could raid our camp or some shit.
Yeah.
I was talking about it during the movies, these people should be sleeping in shifts after that. There's
Yeah.
no way they're just gonna let that happen and just walk it off.
Not at all. And then they wake up the next day at 2:30 in the afternoon?
Yeah, all of them wake up at 2:30. None of them fucking woke up prior to that. They were up all night.
Yeah. And then, they split up. The two go into the town. Or, yeah, two of them at first.
Yeah, main girl and her boyfriend.
Yeah. I don't know the girl's name. But, is it Dylan? No, it's not.
I have no
Is
idea,
it?
dude. I don't know any of their names.
The main
It
guy
really
was
doesn't
Wade.
matter.
I know the guy was Wade.
The
And
villain?
boy, Wade is really into wax, dude. He's so fucking into this wax house. He is so excited about it. I would say one big positive, I think the cinematography in this movie was really solid.
I
Yeah, it's one
also
thing
think
Jackson's
so.
praising as well.
Yeah. Let's see. Man, I skip a lot of this movie in my notes. I'm writing it down as I'm thinking it up. I guess I just didn't have anything to say.
You're so engrossed.
I didn't
Yeah,
have anything
it was
to
too
say about Wade
captivating.
getting killed at all, but because the
That's
next thing
very
is
shocking.
Yeah, the next thing I say is just that shot of Wade's skin getting peeled off was freaky.
Jesus Christ, yeah, it was. We were all
That was-
wincing the whole time during that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really uncomfortable.
I didn't like that. Let's see. Blake and Blonde Girl were in the woods right next to a massive industrial plant?
Apparently,
Yeah, they didn't notice that before, I guess.
What is the layout of this area?
There's the town and there's the industrial district over down the
Let's
road.
see. once they start killing, it's like they're hitting them really quickly. Like they go from, the group of 6 down to 2 in like 20-30 minutes, maybe less.
Yeah.
I just write, holy shit, a horror movie with guns?
And they were used to great effect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, that's the next thing I write is the gore effects are really cool, where it's, the viscera and, you had bugs crawling out of the one and the skeletons, whatever. That was cool. I like them.
I do think that the bugs were a very nice touch with those.
I really want this bat to turn out to be wax. I was really hoping that when she finally tries hitting the bad guy with the bat, it like breaks on him and it's wax or something. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but that would have been
funny.
Sweet.
However, another fucking moment where the characters are stupid and I hate them. Why does she not just like bash his head in immediately, okay? Well, he was like distracted with other shit.
She eventually does, but yeah, she could have done it so much sooner.
Yeah, she had so many opportunities while he was just like fucking tearing out arrows and shit from his body.
Right, yeah. That's the thing with horror movies in general, I feel like offense is, like, a lot of times it would be much better if they just went on offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in their scenario, though, it's pretty fucking, like, they're inside the house of the person that's, like, killing them. They're like, this would be a horrifying scenario. And they don't know about the other fucking person, too. There's the other, person lurking about. That they at least are, like, the girl's aware of them.
Kind of know about that person, yeah.
Well, yeah, they're aware of them, so I don't know. I feel like she was maybe being cautious of the fact that, she takes out him and just fucking stab him in the back or some shit.
I found it so interesting. This movie does something that most horror movies don't really do, which is they have, like, a final set piece, like an action movie, where it's the melting house. That was cool as fuck. They did a great job with that. Like them slipping around and sinking into the stairs and like the holes opening up and all that. They were very creative with that, and I thought it was very well done. And I thought the visual effects for that part held up until that very last shot where it looks really bad.
Going all goofy. Yeah.
That looked really bad. Before that, it was doing pretty good. But
yeah.
Let's see. I only have 2 other things. The soundtrack aged very poorly.
Yeah.
The soundtrack,
very poorly.
They have Disturbed and some other like emo metal shit, but not current with the times. And then I think the villains' motivations could have been a bit clearer. Obviously, we understand they were Siamese twins. They got separated. One of them's ugly, and they were like tortured as children. I guess I'm unclear on why they're really doing this whole like fake town thing.
I think one was just fucking crazy and it was an excuse. Like, they just wanted to take revenge on the world or some shit, so they were going around killing, and the guy liked wax, so they just kind of like, use the two together or something. I'm definitely with you. I don't think their motivations are super clear.
Yeah, I think that they're just crazy is kind of lame most of the time.
Yeah, and also like, I'm not a big fan of like slasher movies either. Like horror in general, I don't really like watching. However, I do watch a lot of YouTube videos about horror movies because they present a lot of really interesting ideas generally, where it's like, what if this like weird thing was happening in the world? And it's like, oh, that's cool.
What if that weird thing was happening?
I wonder. But like, with a slasher movie, it's just like, this is like an evil guy, and he likes killing people.
That's like the most realistic one.
And like,
maybe not this, but...
And like, once you realize that like, this like other person who's killing people, they're just like some other Siamese twin. They're not like some weird entity or some shit. It's like, I don't know, that's just like a person right there. You can easily just like bash their skull in right now. Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of like the thrill out of it, kind of, for me. Once I'm like, they're not supernatural in any way.
I thought the killers were pretty smart. They had a decent setup. I think mostly what just went wrong for them here is they tried taking on too many victims at one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like presumably most of the townsfolk were coming in groups of 1s and 2s, which clearly like luring them into the room and snapping their Achilles and whatever the fuck. Clearly they had that system like down pat.
Pretty systematic about their killings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the general like setup of the movie is interesting though. Like regardless of their motivations, them just fucking killing a bunch of people and turning them into a whole ass town of wax people that are a bunch of dead bodies. I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like that setup a lot. It's very unnerving. especially when like the town like comes to life when they're like realize everything's just fake. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, now
What
Tanner,
did-
one thing I want to get your opinion on here. The big final revelation at the end of the film as they're closing it out. There were 3 brothers, Tanner. There were 3 of them.
I was kind of thinking, well, what about that guy? Because he's clearly in on it.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
go,
I don't-
yeah.
I don't know if he's necessarily even a brother. He maybe just some fucking crazy guy that was helping him for
No, I think they said he was his brother.
Yeah, no, they established it
Oh
was
yeah,
like...
no, yeah. They literally
Yeah.
said there's a third brother. Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
has literally like nothing to it. They're just like
Right, I
playing
don't
this
know
guy.
why that had to be added.
I think they just... I'm guessing they got to the end of the movie and they realized, wait, why did that guy know about the town and lead them there?
Yeah.
And so they had to
we got-
kind of just throw that in.
I think it would have
Yeah.
been a lot better had they like not said anything about that, but still had him like, wave to him as they were leaving.
Yeah, the,
Because then
the
it's like,
mystique
what-
of his involvement.
Yeah, then it's like, what the fuck is his deal?
Right. Okay. I can kind of agree.
So yeah, that little twist at the end of it's like, this doesn't do anything for me. Why what's going on?
Yeah, one thing that I remembered when I was watching it or when I had watched it previously is I thought they did more with like the convincing of the ugly one in the final scene. Like I thought they like legitimately like convinced him otherwise that like he was being manipulated, whatever. No, they don't. They just fucking kill him.
Yeah, he's totally committed.
Yeah, I totally thought that they actually convinced him for some reason. I don't know why I had remembered that, but yeah, I was really confused when they got to that point. I was like, wait, what? They don't convince him? What's happening? Why is he still pissed off at him?
He just wants
yeah.
blood is all. He just wants blood.
Yeah, I know. Maybe they could have done something a little bit more with that. Maybe, not make him just some bloodthirsty monster. Could have given it a bit more humanity and still, like, killed him off. Obviously, they're in a really hard situation to get out of. But,
Yeah. That was a good cinematographic, maybe?
Cinematographic?
Cinematic,
That-
whatever.
no,
It was
there's no way
cool. It was a good moment where it's her going for the final strike and she crushes the mask as she plunges the knife into him. That was a nice little thing right there.
I agree.
But overall, how do you think Dylan enjoyed this movie, Tanner?
Knowing his predisposition to disliking human-like figures and models and
The thing is, I don't think this movie is all that scary. Are there any jump scares?
Not really from what I remember, no.
Yeah. I mean,
think there's,
Which
like,
I don't
no,
really
like,
think
my-
that jump scares are inherently scary either, but...
yeah, I know, but like they get Dylan really bad because he thinks he has schizophrenia. See, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I feel like he was a massive weenie about it. So
He definitely
I guess-
wasn't doing like this the whole movie.
He wasn't. He legitimately wasn't doing that.
He was doing it for a decent amount of the movie, though.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say he didn't give it an F tier.
Not gonna lie, this was not at all. I don't really like watching scary movie genres in the first place. House of Wax is definitely way out of my scope of things to watch. I actively avoided watching this movie since it came out. I've been aware of its presence. I've been aware it existed. But given my my onset of phobia, I actively chose to avoid this movie. And there's not much to say about this movie. It was extremely gross, extremely creepy. Did not enjoy it at all. I would say from a movie watcher standpoint, it made sense. It fit the genre very well. In terms of the type of movie it was, and if people are into those kinds of movies, this movie definitely was way up there in terms of ratings. If I enjoyed this kind of movie, I'd probably put it up there in S tier, maybe A+ or something, somewhere around that. But that's if I actually, was looking at it from a neutral standpoint. I really, really, really hated this movie. On top of having automatonophobia with all the mannequins, and even though they were people, I think that's actually probably what made it worse. And then just not enjoying horror. I really, really dislike real life gore. Video game gore is something completely different. I don't know why, it just is. But yeah, real gore is just not my thing. I absolutely hated this movie. And like I said, I actively avoided it for, I don't know, at least 10 years. I don't remember how long this movie's been out, but yeah, not gonna lie, gonna have to give this movie an F- for sure.
He gave an F- actually.
He gave the worst possible ranking. It
Can
is,
we discount that? Like, honestly?
yeah, it's like a
I know we
Unfortunately, we
can't.
cannot.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
we can't, but like, come on.
objectively bad opinion. He literally, in his review, he talks about how he like sees the artistic stuff of the movie and the cinematography, things like that, but like he just hated it so much that it's still an F minus. Like when we're talking about like our objective rankings of these movies, you are spot on saying he has no fucking care in the world about like how good the movie actually is. It's all just how much he liked it. I'm giving it a B, solid B for me.
What about you, Nico?
Yeah, I think it's like a solid C minus.
Interesting. I'm interested that I'm the highest on this one because I have it at an A minus.
That is very high.
I was thoroughly entertained throughout. I thought the practical effects on all the gore and whatever was well done. I thought the pacing was good. I thought the visual effects, aside from that last moment, were pretty good. The setup was good. The final set piece, like, really put it over the edge, in my opinion. I thought that was, like, super well done and very cool. Yeah. I just thought it was pretty...
Yeah, I think there's, like, a lot of moments in that movie I really remembered for quite a bit of time, which is why I wanted to watch it again. Just for, like, the slasher stuff, like, the skin peeling off, you know, just, like, the guy turning into fucking wax.
And then spraying him with the wax as he's...
Yeah, that was like a really cool scene. Obviously, his Achilles tendon being cut, I hated that. I was so uncomfortable seeing that. The other one where the chick's walking around through the factory and gets like fucking sliced up.
Yeah.
I hated that too, man. Those make me so uncomfortable, but like they're really well done, I think. I think honestly, like another minor complaint I had was with just that girl and her boyfriend. I feel like it almost felt like they just were killing him off, kind of like they forgot about him. Almost, because they're kind of just doing whatever the fuck. Like, how does this, like, they know that there's 6 of them, I guess, but, like, this fucking person is, like, suddenly goes out and goes to find them.
Yeah,
it felt weird. It felt they're like, all right, we gotta kill these guys. We forgot about them.
Yeah.
Let's get them dead.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Also, like, how do they not know about this massive fucking factory? Like, there's no way they wouldn't see this thing in the heat of the moment and then, like, go and explore it or anything. It just, like,
I guess it's hidden out in the woods.
I guess so. And she, I guess found it, but like, you know, during the day, you feel like you would have seen it, especially when they're walking through the woods to get to the fucking pile. Whatever, though. I think the factory was a cool set piece. You could like see when they're going through it, all like the bags of like phones and shit of people that they had killed. I assume is what was happening there.
Yeah.
I think that was a cool set piece overall. Like the
cars, and when you realize when you realize the cars are all like, oh, that's yeah, I think A minus is okay. Fuck, hold on. So.
F minus, C minus, B, and A minus.
Is this like our most polarizing film yet?
It seems like it was pretty all over the map.
Yeah, this is quite the spread.
This math will go on.
You should just write a program where you put them all in and it just like spits out the number.
Yeah,
that'd be a good idea. Yeah,
I should write a Discord bot that just lets you do.
Yeah, I mean, how hard could that be, Jackson?
And I was
the
highest.
Not hard at all.
Okay, so we have 1 F minus.
I mean, hey, you do have like a whole month ahead of you here of not much, so like I guess you could take like
I could literally bust that out in like an hour.
Okay. So it was an F minus. Next lowest was Nico at C minus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So 8, and then Jackson at, did you say B? B?
Yeah.
Okay. That's 19 plus my A minus is 32. And then 32 divided by 4 is 8. 8 puts it at a C.
Well, there we go. A C tier film.
I mean, checks out since we were all over the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it's more... I think I was like an above average generally, but...
I'd agree with that, but whatever. This is the process.
Exactly. You gotta trust the process. And so next up here, guys.
I just want to say real quick, I don't think I have a way of getting the updated movie tier list like Photoshop to you, because I don't have my P.
Damn. Unfortunate.
So
for this week, folks, you're gonna have to use your imaginations.
What did Terabithia come in at?
That's a great question. I already forgot.
B minus
or something.
B minus. It was the same as I gave it. Yeah.
That's right.
I think House of Wax is pretty definitively better than Bridge to Terabithia, but whatever.
I would agree. I actually enjoyed the watching of House of Wax. It was uncomfortable, but like I was definitely more entertaining.
Would you agree with that, Nico?
No.
Really?
I definitely think that they're like roughly the same in terms of quality, but like I think that Bridge to Terabithia, just like the heart it has in it, you know, I think it just like elevates it slightly higher.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all, but to each their own.
Okay, so it's me and Nico picking movies?
Yes,
this
sir.
week? Alright, Nico, I want you to go first. I want to bounce off you.
Okay, sounds good to me. So these last couple of weeks, we definitely had like so much darker films in here. I figured, why not go with something a little lighter this time around, right? Let's just something that's like something that can make you laugh at least a little bit here and there. So I've decided to go with the film Take Me Home Tonight.
I've never even heard of that. Have you seen this one?
I have seen this film before, yes.
Interesting.
It has some pretty big names in it as well.
What year is it from?
2008, 2009. Let me see. It's actually probably like later than that. Take Me Home Tonight. Movie. 2011.
Okay, I think keeping with the lighter theme, I think I'm gonna go with the pick my mom suggested to me, which is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, there we go, dude. There we go. Yeah, I definitely feel like this should it should ease ourselves a little more before Jackson goes with another horror movie for next week.
I have the other one to pick. I'm gonna pick it.
Very funny.
Let us rest our souls here just a tad.
A nice light-hearted one. I could have gone with something dark, but maybe next time.
You should have picked Waxwork.
Yeah, don't you worry. I've also got my fair share of darker ones as well. Still.
Yeah. I'm starting to keep a list of my own movies I want to pick as well.
There we go. Happy to hear it, dude.
The problem is I don't want to write down every movie that comes to mind because then the list would be too big. So I'm trying to keep it,
Oh, I don't care about if it's too big or not, dude.
I'm trying to only have like around 4 picks each week that I can go with.
Oh, okay. Well, there we have it, boys. There we have it. I hope that you did enjoy it. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Guapish, as well as on Patreon.com. That's where the big shit happens. If you become a Patreon member, you can get so many benefits. The Tanner can't even spout them all off in one go.
Dude, it's your name, it's the pre and post guap, it's early access to the episode, it's Discord access, it's Slimecoin.
I'd like to make an addendum. The Twitter isn't actually at Guapish. It's actually at FunnyBrosVid.
We don't use the fucking...
He called it out anyways. We can't be pointing them to something that doesn't exist.
What is... Hold on, this will be the post guap.
Don't forget, you can also make your own suggestions and join our Discord, okay? You can make your own suggestions for films that we will watch in the future, as well as topics for us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And also check us out on Rumble. Outside of that, that should be it, boys. I hope you had a great time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.